Hi guys, I keep waiting for my house to look perfect and for me to look good and to have the perfect circumstances to film this video, but it's not going to happen today, and so I'm just going to do it. And I wanted to share ASAP because this is such an important topic to me. Postpartum depression has been a harsh reality for me for the last 5 kids. I just had my 6th baby, and it's the first time I have not had to deal with hardcore postpartum depression. I have had baby blues a little bit, you know, kind of weepy and hormonal things like that, but nothing like the other 5 where I felt just like I don't want to see anybody ever, crying constantly, just not liking life, and that's not my personality. So I wanted to encourage you moms that are going through it. There is hope, and this is my 6th baby, and I just feel like I'm starting to figure things out a little bit. So the first thing, number 1, this is the most important. If you get nothing else out of this video, listen to this. Rest. I know that sounds so simple, and everyone kept telling me to do that, but I didn't understand to what extent I needed to rest. So this time, my husband and I made sure that for the first week of the baby's life, I pretty much stayed in this room with my baby and in bed. And it was really hard because my personality, I hate laying around. I feel really guilty, and but I had to do it. I knew that I'd be a better mom, a better wife in the long run. And I am telling you, that made the biggest difference. Even if I did nothing else that I'm going to tell you about, that would have made a big difference. So number 1, rest. If you can have a room to yourself with the baby, do that for the first week, 7 days. Don't go anywhere, rest, stay in bed as much as you can. There were times where I was just like, I have to go to Scott and just run to my room because I knew that I was pushing myself too much. So for that first week, and then as much as you can in the second week, rest, stay in bed. And the second thing is nutrition. I tried to stay away from carbs as much as possible. It really helps when I eat less carbs to keep my mood stable. And so I also have blood sugar issues. So if you're like me in that way, you want to have lots of salads. It's easy to find low carb recipes online. Ask people if they want to bring meals to bring you lots of veggies and fruits. I know fruits aren't low carb, but it's still good for you. Veggies, fruits, and meat, I just ask people to bring. And that, your nutrition really impacts your postpartum depression. So if you're eating a bunch of carbs and white flour and sugar, you're going to feel the postpartum depression a lot more. So that's my second tip, number 2. My third one, and my final one, is supplements. So let's see if I can get these. Oh, I guess I'll have to do it another way. The first one I recommend is magnesium. It doesn't really matter what kind you get, but you need to have at least 100% of your daily value. If you're like me, you'll struggle with anxiety at night. It makes it difficult to sleep, which you really need sleep, obviously, when you have postpartum depression. Your baby's getting up at night anyway. So, magnesium. Take this at night. This is the only one I took at night. Next one, if you have blood sugar issues, take chromium with your meal. Depending on if you're hypoglycemic or not, or maybe even diabetic, or you struggle with that kind of stuff, you can take 2 of these, one with each meal. Vitamin D is another one I took. I also took a complete multivitamin. Probiotics. This one is crazy, but I think it made a huge difference. B12, and it has, I'm not reading this wrong, 83,000% of your daily value of vitamin B12. I know that's crazy, but I've read enough on postpartum depression that I thought I'm going to try it out, and I think it made a difference. I really feel different when I don't take it. And the last one, this is important for postpartum recovery in general, and to help you not feel weak, iron. This is my favorite iron one. Let's see if I can get that in there. It's on Amazon, Iron Extra. That's the best iron to take. And again, because constipation or hemorrhoids can be an issue in your postpartum recovery, you want to make sure you're getting plenty of fluids, lots of forms of fiber, high fiber items, because the iron doesn't help that either, but you need it. Okay, the last thing I know I said 3 points, but the last one, and I'm going to touch on this more in another video, scheduling your baby can really help with postpartum depression versus just wearing the baby all the time, feeding them constantly. And so I don't know many people like me, but I've actually done attachment on demand parenting with 2 of my babies. The last 2 before this one. The first 3 I did scheduling, and then I got some help from another scheduling mom to show me maybe what I would have been doing wrong the first couple times that made me not want to do it. And I am telling you guys, I feel so much better just feeling like there's some sort of system to my day. It makes me feel more in control, makes me feel less crazy, which is always good. And so I will be